You teach us more than words can say, to chase our dreams, to find our way. With courage and faith, you make us strong. Your voice in our hearts will carry on.
Welcome tonight, guys, to a very special episode of Heart of the Matter. We are celebrating teachers. As we know, Teachers' Days are just a few days away, and we want to big up our educators, the persons who make our generation better for the future. So as we start the episode, I just want to big up all the teachers. They're not just teachers, more than just instructors. They are mentors, role models, and guides. They actually help to build character and instill values and unlock potential within every child. As we celebrate Teachers' Day this year, I want to say big up to all the teachers, and we salute you. Today's episode is very special because we are interviewing some of our most dedicated educators in this society. We have the principal from St. Aloysius Primary School, Mrs. Benise Barker Dunn. We have a grade 4 teacher, Mrs. Anderson, who will be here with us tonight. And we have our senior teacher and grade 2 teacher, Mrs. Pansita Walker, who will be sharing their story tonight on Heart of the Matter. Thank you guys for tuning in, and you will not want to miss a single detail on what they're going to share tonight. See you then.
In every lesson, you light the way, guiding our dreams each and every day. With patience and care, you help us grow the seeds of wisdom you gently sow. Through every question, you're by our side, a beacon of hope, our trusted guide. Thank you, teacher, for all that you do, for the strength and the love that shines through. You shape the future with knowledge so true. We celebrate this day because of you. You teach us more than words can say, to chase our dreams, to find our way. With courage and faith, you make us strong. Your voice in our hearts will carry on. Through every challenge, you light the flame, inspiring us to rise again. Thank you, teacher, for all that you do, for the strength and the love that shines through. You shape the future with knowledge so true. We celebrate this day because of you. The world is brighter because you care. The gift of learning you always share. Forever grateful, we sing this song to honor the ones who make us strong. Thank you, teacher, for all that you do, for the strength and the love that shines through. You shape the future with knowledge so true. Happy Teachers' Day, we honor you. We honor you.
Welcome tonight, listeners, again to another special episode of Heart of the Matter. This is where your heart matters most. And I am your lovely host, Javel Livermore. Today we have a very special interview with some very special persons. We have Teachers' Day coming up in just a few days. Some of the most dedicated workers in this entire world. So guys, we are here to talk to them and to get their feedback on what's it like being a teacher. We have also the principal of St. Aloysius Primary School who's joining us tonight, Mrs. Barkadon. So we have Mrs. Barkadon, Mrs. Monique Anderson, and Mrs. Pansita Walker. So Mrs. Pansita Walker, she is a senior teacher and a grade 2 teacher here at St. Aloysius Primary School. And Miss Monique Anderson, she is a grade 4 teacher here at St. Aloysius Primary School. And we have Mrs. Barkadon. Welcome tonight, ladies. Awesome. So Teachers' Day is coming up, and you know, the dedicated work that all teachers put in, it's so much. For me, it's overwhelming. So we're just here to get your perspective on what's it like being a teacher for how many years and what's your experience like in this generation, you know. So let's start first with Miss Monique Anderson. Just introduce yourself. I know I gave a little intro, but you can go ahead and tell us a little bit about you and, you know, your experience as a teacher so far.
Okay, well, hi again. I'm Monique Anderson, Mrs. Monique Anderson. I'm grade 4 teacher. Wow, my experience. I would like to start off by describing myself. One word, vibrant.
Vibrant.
No, one of the things why I chose that word in the today's teaching world, you have to give the children a little more than just book and just regular teaching and learning. You have to bring them into being comfortable.
Yes.
Bring them into feeling like, hey, I can do this. So part of my personality is to make them to feel confident, a little bit more confident. So I believe I'm that teacher that will just give them that confidence that maybe they're not getting anywhere else. But here, when they come during the week, that they'll get that boost of confidence to carry out in everything that they do.
Beautiful. We have the lovely Mrs. Barkadon, our principal for St. Aloysius. Miss, you are at the head of the table and you were a teacher for many years as well. So you can, you know, introduce yourself and share your experience so far.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Benice Barkadon, and I have been at St. Aloysius now since September, principal here, and I've been a teacher for over 30 years.
Wow.
If there is one thing I can say in my experience in teaching, being a teacher, is that you have to have a heart for it. You have to have a heart for teaching, and you have to love students. What I found in my experience and what has kept me and kept me in this wonderful profession is that I love children. I am not afraid to hug them. As a matter of fact, I think the best part of my days is when I get to hug my children. Sometimes people might say, oh, you're not supposed to touch them. You're not supposed to get close to children.
They get you sick sometime.
Oh, yes, true. However, we fail to believe and to remember that teaching is a little bit more than just disseminating information.
Yes.
But a teacher for a child is that person that a child can come to when they're feeling ill, when they're feeling sick, when they have no one else to talk to, because sometimes the parents are not there. And the teacher is that some role model that the students look up to. And I have found in my many years that just being that compassionate person and leader, that is what has helped me for these many years in teaching. Thank you.
Nice.
Hello, everyone. My name is Pansita Walker. I've been a teacher at St. Aloysius for over 20 years. But my teaching experience started at a basic school. and I've done 8 years there. So overall, I'm doing over 30 years like Mrs. Dunn.
Wow.
Yes,
Wow.
almost 40 years. Yes, yes, definitely. For me, I would say teaching is not just a profession. It's really a calling.
Yeah.
You have to be born for this. This is not just getting a paycheck, because if it was for the paycheck, we would not have been in it. It's much more than that. It's really something that you feel deep down inside of you, and you have to, as my colleagues just said, you have to really love children. Love what you do, love the children first and foremost, and you have to you have to be one. I cannot even fathom the word I'm trying to find now, but the word I'm looking for, be like Christ. Christ himself was a teacher.
Yes.
And trust me, each and every day you have to walk that walk.
That's true.
So it's really, it's challenging. We're not going to say it's easy, but very rewarding, not in funds, but rewarding in so many different ways. Thank you.
Miss Pancita, Teachers Days come up, and you know, I beg after 30 years, and you mentioned the pay, and you know, you have to be called to do it. But do you think teachers are actually appreciated on Teachers Day enough? Do you think they're appreciated, or even just generally?
Well, to be honest with you, we've come a far way. I think, for the most part, here at St. Aloysius, our parents go out of the way to treat the teachers, and I do think so. Or the school, the admin, I think they really, but overall, we're not valued as the way we ought to be. And it's not just Teachers Day alone for me, it's every day.
Every day.
Should be Teachers Day, should be every day.
Yeah.
Really. Because persons might say, well, what is all them talk about is pay. But let me tell you something. The workload, I can speak for me and some of my staff here, especially our principal, very late at night. You don't get a doctor going overtime. You have to be paid for it. We don't get paid for overtime.
That's true.
And we just do it. Sometimes we are here before some persons even get up out of their beds.
Yeah.
And we go because we want to get it done. It's because of a child. Trust me.
Right.
So it's that thing that you feel deep down, and also it's probably, this is not the place for it, but let's see where it goes on Teachers Day.
And
Right.
Mrs. Dunn, as a principal, how do you treat your teachers? Or, I mean, how would you say you would like to treat your teachers so that they feel appreciated?
Can I not say that? For me, I don't want to wait until Teachers Day to treat my teachers. And I think I can speak openly when I say that I don't wait until Teachers Day to treat my teachers. Because as Miss Walker would say, making someone feel valued and empowered about what they do is something that we ought to do. Every day. It is,
right.
I mean, it is a job. You come to your job and you get your pay. However, when you are valued and you feel good about what you do, you're better at it. Right? It makes you want to come to work because the environment and the culture is encouraging. And so for any school principal, we want to have teachers who want to come to work. And so we want to, have persons who value other people. And so appreciation ought not to be just one day. However, for that one day that is Teachers Day, I don't think it ought to be the job of the administration, because sometimes we forget that the principal is a teacher.
Yes, that's true. That's
right.
true. That's true.
And so the appreciation ought to come from wherever else.
Right.
That appreciates what persons in school are doing.
That's right. What would you two teachers describe Miss Barker then as? I'm just putting her on the spot. How would you describe your principal, now, like she's been here since September, but how would you describe her leadership and the type of person she is?
Oh God. Can I memo them?
Mm.
Did they say anything bad?
For me, for me, behind her back and in front of her face, I think she's definitely a people person.
Yeah.
And you have to be a people person to really see that she's coming from the high school as opposed to the primary school, being that people person. She did mention the hug for the children. I watched the principal. How you treat the children is how you treat the adults. And she's not afraid to hug and ask, how is your day? It makes a difference, and I appreciate that very much.
I would say she's open. That word can mean so many things, but in a loving way.
Yeah.
So, she'll randomly see you on the compound. Are you okay? It makes a difference. Because sometimes people look like they're okay and they're not. The children also, I see where they are able to go up to her and just randomly be sharing that, hey, this happened or stuff. So for me, openness is good. And as she said, it's not just one day. As you go throughout the rest of the day and the week and the weeks, you let your teachers know that, listen, I'm here. I'm a listener. I also believe she's spirited. So I think when you see her walking around, I think she feel the need that, listen, I need to check on my teachers. And she does that.
Yes.
And for me, I don't know about other teachers. It's not just, oh my God, my principal is coming, but she's checking on us. She see if we're okay. And so that helps me personally. And so as a younger teacher in the 11 years of teaching, it helps for me to feel motivated to go along. So,
Right, nice, lovely. So you're doing a good job, man. You're doing a wonderful job. Your teachers speak highly of you, and I would say the same. Miss Anderson, as a teacher and a mommy, how do you juggle both?
oh my
That one,
gosh,
that
it's
one,
hard.
that
It is
one.
hard. It is hard because let me tell you, for me personally, I would like to say that I am a very dedicated person. I give my all to the children. So when you go home, and especially when you have a toddler my age who is almost, the energy is still there
Yes.
for it. Sometimes you're like, Mommy, you play with me? I'm like, okay, I'm coming. But you think about trying to find a balance. And so even though I've been teaching for a while, I believe I'm still learning a balance because I believe that whatever we do, a balance as teachers, so for work, for home, I'm not there yet.
No,
It's hard.
Very difficult.
Yes, but I believe that with continued guidance and perseverance and with being, as they said, teaching is a calling. So you have the calling at home. You're always a teacher. Once you're a teacher, you're always a teacher. So I believe striking that balance, it will come to. But
I hope you don't put too much pressure on her, to be up there, you're a teacher, so she have to stay up there.
I'm sorry.
She can't drop the ball.
No, I'm sorry. I do, because I believe skills are important, but I believe also in a balance of skill and education.
Well, that's true.
So
Take it easy upon her, though.
I am, but
Miss Barker, then you were that way with your son?
I never got the chance to be. Unfortunately, he kind of got into his own very early.
Oh, good.
Yes, and
good.
he would say to me, Mommy, please, this is what I would like to do. I don't think I can manage that. And then I really had to listen to him. I tried my best to. That's what I should say. But you see, there's something I wanted to say about Monique, though. I think what drew me to listen to her. I can't recall what situation it was, but I recall her saying, "This is what I am going to do. This is it for me.
For the rest of my life."
the
I remember
rest
the
of
last
my
part.
life.
For the rest, you heard that, Miss
This
Francis?
is what I
Yeah,
am
she
going
said that
to
one
do.
for the rest of her life.
And I'm in a new environment, and here I am trying to learn the space and learn the teachers. And I said, here's this young lady saying, "This is it for me." And I said, wow. And I honestly, I was saying, this is good, because not many young teachers will say, this is it for me.
Right.
I want to stay in the business of education and want to stay as a teacher. Not now. Many teachers now are migrating. They want to go overseas. I mean, we know about the money. Let's not go there,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
We're not going there.
Mm-hmm.
But when she said, "This is it for me," I said to myself, here's a teacher for keeps. You know, the teacher for keeps?
Yes.
The teacher for keeps. And I just want to encourage her.
Mm.
There's a lot for her to learn. I mean, I'm still learning. This business of education is big and wide and it's forever changing. But that she has is the first thing, and it's the heart. She wants to
The
teach.
heart, the passion.
The heart of the
And
passion.
you know, ladies, it's kind of sometimes it's heartbreaking for me because not many teachers are like that. You know, they're just I don't know if they couldn't find a different profession or something, and them just end up being teaching,
Yes.
and they hurt the children and stuff. And you really have to, as a principal hiring a teacher, you really have to kind of sift through to see, can I trust this person with my children, so but it's hard these days to find teachers with that kind of passion and that kind of love for the profession. And we big up, Monique, big up. And teachers, they come, we're gonna big you up even more. So what is the most challenging part of being a teacher? What is it that actually challenges you in the profession?
Let's keep the money.
money.
It's challenging. Yeah, it's a recurring decimal. The truth is, the most challenging part for me is when I don't get my parents to really work with me as close as I want. And when I see a child not, for me, education is the key and it's the way. So when I'm teaching and when I teach a child, it's not just the books, I'm teaching you for life. I believe even at grade 2, I'm teaching you for life. So whatever skills and knowledge and anything you need to go out in the wider world. And I always tell my grade 2s, you and my parents as well, you never know when your eyes are going to be closed. So teach your children to be able to stand on their own. What's heartbreaking for me is when a child is not cared for. I would take my last and I would just give a child what I'm going to eat and say, get this, because children who are hungry can never, ever learn. And they'll never learn. When you're hungry, you cannot learn.
Yes.
Another challenging thing for me in the profession, I don't have a problem writing lesson plans, but the evaluations.
We did say we can't. The principal can't remember them. I know for me is when I lose a child.
Yes, yes. I think that one hit home for all of us.
And it is, you have some children who come to school and many of them would come with all kinds of challenges from home and whatever it is. And school will try to do everything that they can to save this child, to keep that child in school. And at the end of the day, because of something, the child is not able to complete school. And that for me is heartbreaking, because I think for every teacher or principal, you want to be able to say, I have made a difference in this child's life.
That's true.
You want to be able to say, you see, when that boy came to school, he was like this, but by the time he graduated, he was able to do such and such. So for me, it's very heartbreaking and a great challenge when I'm not able, or, to keep a child in school and, to do that transformative work.
Okay, so I can relate before I share mine. Yes, parent involvement is a big, I believe, if I'm correct, Miss was the one who said it, or that teaching is a triangle. Yeah, the parent, the teacher, and the child. And a triangle is not complete without all of us, right? And so sometimes when it's broken, and no matter what we do, as Miss says, sometimes it doesn't work. But then for me personally, it's being their parent and playing the many roles that you have to play all at once. The reward is there. Yes, it is there at the end when you see them, but sometimes we can't reach them all. For me, what stands out though is when they grieve. So when they grieve, you can know, and what that, by that I mean, you when whatever is going on at home is almost that you take it on, and I've had children who I know the home wasn't there and everything and things were going on, and I had to take it on.
Take it
And there were
on.
times, and so whenever I go to church on a weekend, it's almost like I'm releasing them.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to say, Lord, these are your battles. And then you go Monday again, another child might have a problem. So we take on so many burdens that parents are maybe not paying attention to. Maybe they are not open enough. And so that's the hardest part for me, playing the many roles. The counselor, the grief.
Sometimes the nurse too. If
nurse,
address the foot.
As
That's
Miss
address
said,
the
the
foot.
mother. I've had
The
almost
mother.
every day I'm giving a child lunch money, because you're not going to sit there and say, boy, you don't have anything to eat. And so the many roles you play can be hard. And as you said, to play both roles, home and stuff, it's hard as a teacher when you play so many roles all at once. That's what I mean.
And we know the society that we live in and the children that we're teaching, them not easy at all. They're not easy. And in terms of our society, you're in it for 11 years, Miss Barker done 30 years. What's the difference with children back then and now? Like, what's the difference? What's the difference? What's the difference? Is there a difference? Like,
It's a lot. The children are, to be honest, the children are smarter now. However, lack of proper parenting is a big thing. I think the computer age and more, it's challenging in terms of, as Monique said, the different roles that we have to be playing. However, I remember days when I just came to St. Aloysius, I would have a parent. So me teaching renaming, I remember, and she came into the class and she said, Miss, not a god thing, the boy in a finish is what you call that. And I said, rename. And I said, no, Miss, come you down there, tell the boy, say, I borrow him for borrow. And the boy look at me and say, but Mr. Walker say, that's why the country is in this problem, we borrow too much.
yes.
And when we borrow, we must give back, but we never give it back. So it's renaming. And she came in and she sat down in the class and watched me teach the lesson. And she came back the next day and the boy was on the ball because he was able to relate. No, mommy knew. She just came in and she opened it and said, Miss, I don't forget to tell you, I left school donkey years ago, but I know it was buried. And this boy come and tell me it's renaming, go ask Miss Walker. So it has changed so much. Nowadays, parents are coming, they go on Google or they go on something and send them in a car now to take up their tablet or their phone. So that focus even on reading, and so as we speak about that, we're coming up to read across Jamaica Day.
Yes.
Want it not only to be one day, but allow children to read every day. So those focus and that attention, and the parents that we used to have then, some things you wouldn't hear them utter, and some things they're just talking anything in front of the children. And they are learning, they are like sponge,
Yeah, I like how you mentioned parents, because most times we blame the children.
No.
And we say them
what
picnic are
they-
just bad like I so
No,
what is the
they-
home is like?
They are going to adopt.
Yes.
We're teaching them one way. Remember, they're going back home. Some going to grandparents. Some going to the grandparents' values and
Yes,
attitudes.
right.
Different from what mommy's values is. Different from what daddy is doing over there. Different from when I go to auntie house. So we have to understand that and change the dynamics and try to change it. All right?
For you.
And just to add, whilst we might say that, they're smarter, we have to also remember that the world has changed greatly. Students are more exposed. Parents now have taken on the values from other countries. At one time, it was the village that raised a child in Jamaica. So if a child did something wrong at school, the child could not go home and say to mommy or daddy, I did something wrong, because your mother would kill you.
Right.
Right? You couldn't do it because remember at one time, teacher was never wrong. Right? But no, it's different. It is different because one, we have taken on a lot of the American values, right? Students have seen this, parents have seen this, and so the responses are different, right? So children are behaving differently. They're more exposed.
Yeah.
And so I think a lot of time we get stuck into them pick me are bad and we never used to stay so, and but as the generations go, I think we need, the question that we really need to ask is, how do we respond to these children now?
Yeah, how do we respond?
Right? And because this is who they are. This is what is happening. They are exposed. Children are on social media. They're seeing everything. There are no filters. How do we teach and respond to the children now? So it's not bad, but you're teaching children who are exposed. Parents whose values are now they're integrated with other values, not the old values that we knew long time when our parents said education is the only way and you have to get a job. No, people stay at home and work. It's not about schooling is not the only way for you to earn money.
Right.
And so that there's that shift from education being so important and so on. So we now as educators need to now think about our role as educators. How do we educate this generation? That's how I think about it.
Find new ways and strategies to do it. So we're almost at a close. But that's definitely so right. And it's a challenge, but we have to do what we have to do, right? We have to do what we have to do. What would you want to say to like parents out there? Because this platform, you can speak to them directly. What would you want to say to your parents for, how to help their children and to help us as teachers do better for their kids? What advice would you give them?
Oh, okay. The advice for me is to get help. I think some of our parents we're quick to say, I don't know how, or boy, I don't know what to do, rather than getting help. So for me growing up, the village was a big deal. We no longer have a village because we're all, this is my child, this is me. I think we need to learn to get help. The role models are also good for our children. We don't know, parents, they don't know what to do. Seek help, seek role models and persons that you see around the community, or maybe at school you see a teacher that you miss. How can you guide me as to what to do?
Yeah.
I can't do this. I've had parents tell me, honestly, I can't read. Or what can I do? Work with me. You work with the person, then I'm sure your child will come a far way. So don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to seek role models, good role models for your children. So something is happening, I don't know what to do. So my child is doing this. Seek role models for your child. Some of them, they need godly. They're not all of them need godly role models. Sometimes we take them to church. You might not see anywhere. Take them to church. As much as I'm a teacher, I've found godly, firm role models for my daughter. I say, listen, I don't think I know it all, but I'm seeking help too. So I believe they need to be more open to ask for help.
That's perfect. That is so perfect.
I think I just have two things that I would say to parents. First thing, and it might sound silly, is to be parents.
What do you mean by that?
What do I mean by that?
What do you mean by being parents?
You are not your child's
friend. Hit the nail on the head.
There, you remember that word "kombolo"?
Yes.
You are not there. That's what I've found is that boundary of parent to child is sometimes slowly being erased.
Yes.
And because of that, we have a lot of some of the challenges that we have. The disrespect starts there.
Yeah, they speak
and then when
to
the disrespect
anyhow.
starts with the parent,
Yes.
and then it transfers to the teacher.
Yes. Yes.
9 out of 10 times, when you find a child disrespecting a teacher, the child usually disrespects the parent.
Yes, that's
and
true.
so that's when I say parents must be parents. Keep the boundaries. You can be friends. Keep it open. You ought to be able to come and say, you know, mommy, daddy, or guardian, whomever the adult is around you, this is what is happening, because you want to keep that. You understand? However, keep the boundaries.
Boundary, big word.
Let them have the boundaries. The second thing I would like to say is that there are times when, as parents, we're so very busy giving them what we did not get, and we do not give them what we got. Right? So some of us might not have grown up in the best of circumstances, and we weren't able to have, worn name brand or branded name stuff, or go here or go there. And so we're so busy ensuring that the child has the best brand bag and shoe and this, so that my child has to look better than this, and my child has to wear this, and my child can't look worse than that, and my child can't, all of those things. And we do not give them or teach them the values that we grew up on. You know, some of those values and hard work and discipline that we got.
Yeah.
And all of that becomes lost in, I have to give my child this and give my child this and give my child that. And for me, I think that, so I'm not trying to go back to the olden days, but just for us as parents in this day and age to just recognize that these are some things that, as old as they are, they're still valid today.
Yes, well said. Very well said. Parents, be parents.
I had that all along in my brain in terms of parents must still be parents.
Yes.
So to add to that, I would say also as parents, let your yes be yes and let your no's be no. And just love them, but do not spoil them. You don't need to spoil your children. You need to just love them, care for them, and let them be children. Don't let them be adults before they are children. All right? Thank you.
If we start from early,
yes,
then the way is already clear. Miss said something earlier where she said, it's almost like her son just did what he had to do. And I think it's because she's the foundation was set.
Foundation.
And I believe when the foundation is set, you realize the older they get, they are independent, but they're still with you. They know your standard, they know what you're about, but they are doing their thing too, with you, behind them, with you, with them. So even for me, I don't count on my daughter when she's expressive, because I like to hear her out too. But if you set the foundation, you listen to them, they know what you're about. They know what they're about too. They come together. I believe if the foundation is set, then the future for them will be bright.
Beautiful. And see that we are going into Teachers Day. One last question. The legacy. What would you want your legacy to be? And as you close off, so you're answering the legacy. What legacy would you want to leave as a teacher? And the last question, what advice would you give to another young person who's looking to becoming a teacher? Miss Markadon, you're open to the floor.
The legacy that I would like to leave
as a principal.
As a principal.
Yes. Challenge our principal.
Is that I would like to know that I would have made enough of an influence that more people would want to become teachers and principals, to continue the work that I have started, because education and the job of teaching is old. As I said, it comes from the heart. It is not just something that you're going to do for money, but I would like to be able to empower enough of the persons around me to love education and love children, and to be able to want to make a difference. That's it. To make a difference in the lives of the children that we interact with. And if there is something that I could say to anyone who is interested in being a teacher,
Right.
which I try to do every day, it is the best and most satisfying profession in the world. There is no other profession that pays you and someone comes and says, thanks to you, miss, it is because of you why I am this.
Yes.
None other.
That is big.
So,
That is huge. That is huge. What's your legacy? Beautiful, beautiful. That would be your legacy.
When I leave, or when I want to teach, always a teacher. I really want to be remembered and my legacy to be left as one who is very impactful.
Mm-hmm.
One that not only serve, but serve well. And we'll hear one day, well done, well done, well done.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell a teacher, a new teacher coming in now, so only job that your reward don't come monetarily.
Or no.
For now, yes, I don't know what the next, after the next negotiation will happen, what will happen. But very satisfying and fulfilling. To hear the words, Miss, you did good. I shared it with you yesterday.
Yes.
When a student came to me and he said, Miss, you did good for me. I can read. Fulfilling. You sleep well. When you know you did your job, you did it to the best of your ability. You move a child from point C up to a B, or from even D to a B. It's rewarding.
Mm-hmm.
It is rewarding. It is satisfying. That's it for me.
Okay, for me,
Beautiful.
I would like to be impactful in a spiritual way, as mentally and physically. I want to be lifelong learners, not just in education, but whatever they do in life,
Mm-hmm.
they'll understand that, hey, once I put my mind to this or whatever I want to become, I can do it. So I want to build confident, lifelong learners, because I believe once you're confident about yourself and what you're doing, it helps you to get to where you are. Because I believe if you're defeated in your mind,
Mm-hmm.
right, you are twice defeated, rather than someone saying that, hey, parents are telling you that you're not good for anything or stuff, but you believe that you can come to, and you're confident as a lifelong learner. That's for me. What I would say to another teacher, be patient.
Patience.
Patience, my God.
Big one.
Yes, it's a hard task, because sometimes you just want to say, get this done now. You want to see the results now. But you see, when you see the results at the end, it reminds you that patience plays a key role, staying committed. And so when you display patience, and in the future, I've had children that they couldn't read. Now they're at the top universities, and when they send you a picture, you remember that patience and commitment, and you remember that this is what I want to do. And so the reward maybe later, but it's great.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Of course, I was just about to say, big up your teachers. Tell them Happy Teachers Day. Tell them that they're doing a good job. Just encourage them.
Sit together,
Yes.
Right, come. So we want to say to all the teachers at St. Aloysius Primary School, Happy
Teachers Day.
You are the best.
All right, there you have it. Lovely teachers and our principal from the St. Aloysius Primary School who gave you their heart. They spoke with passion and compassion. So guys, thank you so much for listening, and I hope you do have a wonderful Teachers Day. This was just for you. Bye.
Thank you, teacher, for all that you do, for the strength and the love that shines through. You shape the future with knowledge so true. We celebrate this day because teach us more than words can say, to chase our dreams, to find our way. With courage and faith, you make us strong. Your voice in our hearts will carry on. Thank you, teacher, for all that you do.